Welcome everyone. We are ready to start our show. We will be talking about money, investments, savings, and family. The reason why I started this show is because in our communities there is a lack of financial literacy. And I always thought about it for many years. I always wanted to speak about money. A lot of people don't like to talk about money. Money is a taboo topic. So we will start talking about money. Going forward, I will be inviting a few guests to come and talk. So this will be going on every Sunday. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. tutakuwa tunaongea juu ya pesa. Money. The world doesn't go around without money. I know someone asking the question, is money the most important thing? No, it's not. But boy, you cannot live without it. It's tough. So how about we learn how to manage the money we have? How about we learn how to save the money we have? Right? So, and I know a lot of people have a lot of questions. Why? Why Baraka? Why Olivier? What makes you qualified to talk about money? I know so many people have that question. And I always say, kama huyaangukaka hauwezi jua gisa kushimama. So for those who didn't understand that, if you've never failed in life, it's tough for you to learn how to stand up, right? So you have to be through something in order to have an experience. And I have experience with money. So I hope you join us. I hope you're open-minded. I want you to share this video because we have a lot to learn. Now, I come from a Christian home. My father is a pastor. My mom is a pastor. All right, so I come from both backgrounds. And I learned a lot about money at a young age. My father had some money. And, when you have money, you have a lot of friends. When you have a lot of money, you have a lot of people who want to be around you. Your cousins, your nephews, your uncles, everybody wants to be around you. So, if you don't manage that money well, it will all be gone. Right? So, that's why I'm here. I want us to go through this journey together. And if you have any suggestion, if you have anything that can encourage somebody, feel free to leave a comment and we will talk about it next time. Or if you think you know something about money, about investment that can help the community in general, I encourage you to join us. I will be inviting guests because we will be doing this program every Sunday at 7 p.m. Winnipeg time. And the reason why is because, as I said earlier, there is a huge problem in the African community or in our community in general, the immigrant community, about money, about managing money, about managing finances, about debt, about investment, about saving, right? So I'm tired of seeing people living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of seeing families struggle when a loved one passes away. I'm tired of seeing people have to raise money to bury people, right? Because either they were not prepared well or they didn't have enough savings, right? So, and I said, okay, I took a year off work and I have a lot of time on my hand. So I said, I'm going to start to talk to people about money, about life, about what's most important. Money is not the most important thing in life, but money makes life easier. All right, so I want us to understand on that. So I will talk first. We're going to start. Now we are what time? We are 5 minutes into 7 p.m. And I said I'm going to start at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining us, all of you guys who are joining us. I ask you to please share this video, if you can, to your loved ones, because I'm targeting mostly young people in their 20s or until their 30s. and even older people too, right? Because it's never too late to learn. And the moment you start saying that you know more, you don't need to learn anymore, then you have derailed, my friend. So tutaongea vitu mingi, ndakuwa naongea bimwa Kiswahili juu ya community yetu, but mostly I will be speaking in English, right? I will be having a little bit references in Swahili too, or French, but mostly we'll be talking in English because the large audience that I have are English-speaking people. So we will start talking about money. We will start talking about investments. We will start talking about family. We'll start talking about, living a good life, right? And without money, my friend, you're not going to live a good life. In North America, the number one cause of divorce is money, finances. Finances is the number one cause of divorce. So, you have to learn how to handle your finances as a couple, or also as a single person. So my first thing I'm gonna start is we're gonna go in the Bible, right? We're gonna look at what the Bible says with money, because most of us are Christians, and I know there's a different passage in the Bible about money and about wealth. In fact, there's so many of them, right? The Bible talks a lot of places about money. So we're gonna start with what the Bible says about money. Now, the favorite parable I have about money is the parable of, do you remember that parable of talents, right? The parable of talents. And that's in Matthew 25:14-30. I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, but I'm just going to show you what the Bible says about money, right? And how we can handle that money. Right? I'm tired of seeing families break apart because of money. So many divorces happening in our community because of money. So many people, so many children are growing without fathers, without mothers because of money. So I want to be the change that I want to see in my community. I want to bring the change that I want to see in my community. And those who want to listen, karibu tuendelee pamoja. But we'll talk about the 5 parables. The parable of talents, right? And that's in Matthew, right? For those of you guys who have read that scripture, in Matthew, it talks about, this guy who gave his, it's Matthew 25. So for those who can read, it's 25:14, right? So I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna kind of pass by fast. So this king, this king had he had his servant, right? So he gave him 5 talents. He says, okay, I'm gonna be going on a trip, but I'm gonna give you 5 talents. And then he says, okay, he brought the second servant. And he says, okay, I'm also going on a trip. I'm going to give you 2 talents. So one he gave 5 talents, and the other one he gave 2 talents. And then the third one, he gave him 1 talent, right? So he left. So the boss left, the master left. He went on a trip. And then when he came back, he said, okay, I want to see what you did with my talents. That's money, right? What you did with what I gave you. So he called the first one. And he says, okay, mister, I gave you 5 talents. So what did you do with my money? So the first servant said, okay, my boss, you gave me 5 talents. And what I did was I took it to the bank. I took it to the market, and I produced another 5 talents. So here's the 10 talents that I have. So the first servant, they gave him 5 talents. He returned 10 talents. So the second servant, he called him, okay, and he said to the first servant, you have been trusted with the what you have done with the least, you will be blessed with the most. That's what the the boss said, the master of those people. And then the second one came and said, okay, what did you do with my money? He said, okay, master, you gave me 2 talents. I went to the bank, I went to do business, and then I have 4 talents. He has 4 talents. So this other one gave the master 4 talents. The master says, you have been trusted with the least, and you will be blessed with the most. Right? So the master was happy. And then he reached the third guy. Right? He said, hey, you come here, servant. I also gave you 1 talent. Because he gave everyone according to their abilities. Right? I hope you are following this. He gave everyone talents according to their abilities. So we are talking about money, we're talking about finances, we're talking about investment, savings, and living a good life. That's what I'm here about. I love the good life. So he grabbed the third one and said, okay, I gave you 1 talent. What did you do with my money? So this guy, this third one, this third servant, he said, okay, master, I was so afraid to lose that 1 talent you gave me. So what I did was, I took that talent and I buried it in the ground because I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want you to be like, oh, you lost my money. So I buried it. And the master said, what? So I gave you my money instead of getting interest for me, right? You went and buried. So in terms that we can understand today, burying it today is like you have 10,000 in your bank account and you leave it in a checking account. Or you leave it in your savings account that's giving you, I don't know, 0.01% a year. Right? So you are not doing anything with your money. Yet you have a lot of money. The master was so upset. He said, okay, you are just a stupid servant. Get out. He got fired. Right? And the reason why he got fired is because he didn't learn how to save. He didn't learn how to invest the money they gave him. The other two, right? The other two, grabbed the money and they multiplied. One got 5, he returned 10. The other one got 2, he returned 4. And the one they gave 1, instead of multiplying that 1 to 2 at least, he went and buried because he was afraid. And if you look in Matthew 25, as I said earlier, this all is in Matthew 25. His reason was, oh, master, I know you love money, right? And I didn't want to lose your money. So that's why I was very careful to not lose it. I hide your money. But if you look at it, in our world today, we all get paid. Every 2 weeks, most people get paid. And those who are on government assistance, they still get money. But what's happening is, people receive money and they eat it. Banakula yote, banasabu kesho. I'm going to sing you a little song that I used to, when I was young, somebody used to tell me. Money is very important to learn to manage it. Learn to manage your money, learn to save your money, learn to invest your money. You're going to live a good life. Right? And the Bible wants us to be rich. God wants all of us to live a good life. Right? So, but how are we going to live a good life if we don't know how to manage our money? Right? So, I'm going to say this. One thing you need to learn is first, avoid getting in debt. Avoid getting in debt. In Canada, in North America, the banks give you credit cards. The bank tells you, oh, you qualify for this MasterCard. You qualify for this Visa. You qualify for this line of credit. And then you say, oh, the bank loves me. This bank, people, they really love me. Alright? So let me spend now. Let me go to Costco. Let me go to Superstore. Let me go to Walmart. Let me go to Canadian Tire. Let me travel. Right? On a credit card. And I know some people who get married. Some people get married on a credit card. They get married on a line of credit. Unaelewa? Mtu anakamata pesa eko mline of credit anina oa nayo. So you didn't prepare yourself, right? Before that. And that's where the problem comes in our communities. Because now, when you are married now, and you have all this debt, it starts crippling on the couple, and people start fighting. Infighting start happening. The number one cause of divorce in North America is money. Now, if you follow me, if you follow this series that I'm going to be having, I'm going to be inviting people to talk about money. I'm going to invite people to explain to us about how to make our money go far. We don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck, my friends. We don't want to be living a poor living standard when we are in North America. Right? Can you afford to save $100? I will tell you something. As I said, we were going to be doing this every Sunday at 7 p.m. Please share this video because we are going to be doing 45 minutes only. So share this video with anybody who's watching. Share it with your friend, with young people, especially young people in your life. Because I came to Canada when I was 18 years old. Right? I came to Canada when I was 18 years old. Today, I'm 36 years old. Right? And I want to tell you what I did, the formula that I did, and even you can do it better. I've been in Canada for almost 18 years. And I see people struggle with money. I see people living paycheck to paycheck, and it's unbelievable. And I said, okay, enough is enough. There's so many talks about marriage. There's so many talks about divorces. There's so many talks about war in Congo, all that stuff. But nobody talks about money. And I said, why? Why no one is talking about financial freedom? Why nobody is talking about financial literacy? Right? Because this is affecting our community the most. So I said, I will do that. I will talk about financial literacy. So are you ready to join me on this journey? Invite your friends, share the video, and you will learn something. Because nobody knows everything. Right? And that's why I said, if you feel also you are qualified to talk about these things, if you have something you can add, don't be shy, my brother, don't be shy, my sister. I will invite you to become my guest on this journey we're going to be starting. Right? We want to teach as many people as we can about financial literacy. About pesa inatumikaka hae. Pesa iko tu ya kuuza mabiakula, ya kuuza mabiato, ya kusape, sape comme jamais. I saw this Congolese lady one time. She was talking about that she has a $5,000 chain. And she's bragging. She said, I have a $5,000 chain. Don't mess around with me. And I was like, what? You're living in a government housing. You don't have a job. Yet you're bragging that you have a $5,000 chain. What kind of mindset is that? Right? People should be bragging about financial freedom. People should be saying, hey, I paid off my house. I'm debt free. That's what I want to see in our communities. Right? Not someone bragging about having a $5,000 chain. Well, first of all, you're a government assistant, you're living in a government housing, and then you're claiming that you have $5,000 chain. So what? Right? Recently we saw this rapper. This rapper, what is it? Lil Uzi or something, who put a diamond ring. This guy put a diamond ring in his forehead. Mukichwa yake. Diamant. He put it right here. $26 million. Ile diamant iko na valeur ya 26 millions. He put it in his forehead. And I'm like, what is stupidity is this? Right? So, but that guy is not a billionaire. He just has a few millions. And if you see people who are billionaires, if you see people who have a lot of money, they're the most humble people. Right? People with a lot of money are humble. People with no money, oh, they will shout. People with no money want to look like they're the best dressed in the town. People with no money, they want to buy the most expensive cars that they can't afford, and all on debt. Right? And this debt is accumulating. You see someone has a credit card that's maxed up. I used to have a roommate who was, whenever we lived together for a while. And this guy had credit cards. He will sign up for a credit card, and then he will max it up and he will throw in the drawer. He signed up for another credit card. At that time, I was scared for him. I was like, I saw 5 credit cards. Zenye ashauza na maliza yote ya pesa. How is he gonna pay this money? It scared me, right? So there's a lot of lack of knowledge, my sister Naima, as you said, and so I said, okay, it bugs me too much to see people living paycheck to paycheck. You know, as I said earlier, I have been working at my job for 16 years. I worked at my job for 16 years. I decided I'm gonna take 1 year off. My wife gave birth, I take 1 year off. I am making more money, you know, in my time off than I was making while working. You understand what I'm saying? I am making more money. I'm taking 1 year off work to help my wife with my newborn child. But because I hustle, I have different ways of making money. I am making more money now than I was making when I'm working. So now I'm rethinking, do I go back to work or what? Because I'm making a lot of money now, right? Now, how can we do that? So we're gonna now get into our subject now. We're gonna get into our topic. We are 7:21 now. I wanna say, first of all, the number one thing is your association, right? Your association, you know, will determine how far you're gonna go. Develop quality relationships, my friends. Let me tell you something about me. Because I want to first tell you my testimony. I want to tell you my life before I say anything. Right? Because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions. Why Olivier? And for those who know me, Congolese. Why Baraka? So I will tell you why. When I came to Canada, I was a young man. As I said, I was 18 years old. I didn't have a father in Canada. I didn't have a mother in Canada. I was very young. But what I said was, what I did was, I associated myself with people who had more money than me. I associated myself with people who had more education than me. So I learned from them how to save, how to invest. And I will touch about investing now. Because a lot of people are confused about that. Even my own sister asked me, Kaka, mimi nataka nianze invest. Wow, what do I do? I want to start investing. What do I do? Right? There's so many information out there. I will narrow everything to you and we're going to get there. The number one thing you need to do in your life is develop quality relationships. It's good, right? You have to also be able to sacrifice. So I'm going to touch more about quality relationships because we're going to be going slow. As I said, every Sunday at 7 p.m. we will be doing this show. So I'm encouraging you to follow me, share. You're going to join our YouTube channel and you can also share with your friend. And every 7 p.m. every Sunday we will do this show. And I will be inviting guests. I'm going to touch on quality relationships. As I said, when I came to Canada I was 18 years old. Right? Today I'm what? Today I'm 36. For those who didn't know my age. Leo niko 36. I used to live around Steinbach area. Kwenye Pastor Theo anaikalaka. For those who know Pastor Theo, I used to live in those areas. Now I used to live in a little town called Landmark. I lived in Landmark. It's close to Steinbach. I developed a friendship with this guy. His name is Ed. I developed a friendship with Ed. Ed was a Canadian white guy. We became friends. Me and Ed, we were friends for about 15 years. In fact, me and Ed, tulikuwa tunaenda, we used to go for breakfast every Monday. Remember this. I used to go with Ed every Monday for breakfast for 14 years straight. Every Monday. Because I don't work on Monday. Right? So I want you to understand the kind of people I wanted to surround myself with. Every Monday I was going with Ed for breakfast for 15 or 14 years in a row. Every Monday. When I was in school, I read a book called Tuesdays with Morris. I don't know if anyone who knows that book. It's a book about relationship, right? I developed a relationship with Ed for 15 years. And every Monday for 13 years, we went for breakfast together. Now, Ed was in his 60s, right? Or maybe when I met him, he was in his 50s, and then he went into his 60s. He passed away 2 years ago. That was one of the closest friends I've had in Canada, right? So sasa tulikuwa marafiki pour 16 ans, right? 14 ans, for 14 years tulikuwa tunaenda ku breakfast pamoja. I learned a lot from Ed. I learned about saving. I learned about financial freedom. Because Ed used to tell me, Baraka, I work, nilitumika maisha yangu yote. I was a teacher. Ed alikuwa mwalimu. Alikuwa mwalimu wa matematiki. Ed akaniambia, mwa ile miaka yangu ya kutumika, nilitumika nguo, nilianza kutumika ningali mtoto mdogo. Mimi nilikuwa na save pesa yangu. I saved my money because when I retire, I want to live a good life. And let me tell you, when Ed retired, he was living a good life. He was traveling everywhere with his wife, every single year, right? Now, I learned about saving money. So I started working at my company, and we are still talking about developing quality relationship, right? Learn to develop quality relationship, my friends. It's better you have 2 friends than having 50 friends that are useless. Barafiki ba mingi hawaendeleshake mtu mbele. Ukikutana na barafiki yako ba mingi wa Kongole, banapenda banze ongea juu ya CJ ya huyu, banze ongea juu ya huyu, banze ongea juu ya maisha ya huyu, na hao hakuna kwa biko ku welfare. Biko wanaishi paycheck to paycheck. You can never move forward when you have friends that are pulling you back. Hawezi endelea. So developing quality relationships iko very important. So this, around 2010, I started hanging out with some friends. So I said I'm going to give you some my own personal experience. I started going with some friends. Now, the only activities they do was drinking. Right? It was just kukunya pombe. Na kuongea. The only, see, drinking and gossiping goes hand in hand. Balevi njo watu wanasemanaka ya matata because they have nothing else to do. You're drinking, Olivier. Olivier one. Unaona ule fiemo alikuwa naye. Unaona bibi mwaliowaka. Unaona ule mtoto mwenye yuko naye. Inakuwa vitu ya nini? Ya gossip. Because there's nothing you're doing. You guys are just drinking. So I had some friendship with these guys that every time we met, tulikuwa tunaongea tu kusema. And then I'll be like, mi ningali jeune. I'm still young and I want a future life. I want a prosperous life. Right? Nikasema aba rafiki haba ni barafiki babaya. The reason why ni barafiki babaya ni jua nini? They are not adding anything in my life. All they do is drinking and talking. Drinking and talking. And then what happened is the next day when I go to work, I'm tired because I drank maybe 4 beers last night. Right? So that was tough for me. And then at one point I said, no. I can't continue with this. I cut them out. And Olivier, nini. I said no. Because I realized these people are not advancing me. They are pulling me back. Barafiki babaya. Fanya hange na barafiki babaya. Habata kuendelesha fasi. You will never prosper when you have a bad friendship. In fact, the Bible says, bad company corrupt good morals. Barafiki babaya, they ruin your future. They ruin your destiny. Maybe God has a good plan for you. But because you have bad friends, you will never prosper. So I made a decision of this. I said, I will never have a friend who makes less than I do. When I lower, Juu kwa rafiki yangu, unafaa unaingiza pesa za mingi kunishinda. Juu kwa rafiki yangu, ifo à la fin de l'année, you make more than I do. You have something I aspire to. Before you become my friend now, I want you to be better than I am. I want to look up to you. As I told you earlier, nilikuwa rafiki na Ed for 15 years. 13 years because we went to breakfast together. Every Monday we went for breakfast for 13 years. In a row. 13 ans. Tunaendaka ku cafe, kwa mata cafe. 13 ans chaque lundi. Just to make a lundi. Right? I learned to cut bad friendship. Now, it's best you have quality friendship than quantity friendship. Kila moko nanifata. This is just the beginning of this show, of this series. The number one thing you have to keep in mind is cut down bad friends. Barafiki babaya achana nabo. Barafiki yako kama kazi yako ni kusemana, ni kutetana, ni songi achana nabo. Leave bad friendships. You will never prosper when you have bad company. Mnanielewa? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So another thing is you have to start investing in yourself, my friends. So nilibambiaka I came to Canada, I was 18 years old. Today I'm 36. Now let me tell you what I did in those years. If you can count, how many years is that? Right? So we all have a job. Most of us have a job. Most employers, makazi mingi, they match your RRSP, or they have an RRSP contribution plan, right? Where you can contribute money. And for those who don't understand what RRSP means, it means Registered Retirement Savings Plan. RRSP. Registered Retirement Savings Plan. Go see your manager at your job. Go see your HR at your job and say, I want to contribute in my RRSPs. So now I will tell you about me. Because right now, I want to tell you my experience, and then we will talk, and then we will develop. We cannot finish everything today. Today we talk about quality relationships. Number one, avoid friends who are pulling you back. Barafiki babaya, achana nabo. Barafiki bakuteta, achana nabo. Barafiki balozi, achana nabo. Barafiki bamwizi, achana nabo. Because you will become, you become who you associate with. You become who you are friends with. I know a girl here in Winnipeg. This girl was a virgin. This girl started hanging out with girls that sleep around like crazy in town. She was a virgin. She started, so she was now wondering, because she didn't fit in. All her friends are giving left and right. Left and right. So she's thinking like, hey, what about me? So she went to a guy and she lost her virginity. The guy doesn't love her. They're not together anymore. But she did what she did. She was a good girl. For 22 years, she conserved herself. But because she started hanging out with a prostitute, because she started hanging around with hookers, I don't know what you call these girls. These days they call them boss ladies. Right? But now she didn't speak about boss ladies. Huh? She went sideways. So having good friends is key to your success. I had a friend, and my friend was Ed. Ed taught me about money in those 15 years I knew him. He taught me about life. He taught me about giving, generosity, right? Or slay queens. Yeah, thank you, Kak. Right? So I learned a lot from this old man. Right? I learned a lot of wisdom from this old man. Right? So keep good company. You will never prosper if you have bad company. Right? So that's number one. Remember that. That's number one. So now I was telling you about my story. At my job, when I started as a young man, I started my job, I was 18 or 19. Right? They were offering RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan. And at that time, the company was matching it. Maana ndio kusema ukitia $300 banakutilia $200. $200 ya bure. Unakomprend? So you understand? So I was a young man and I said I'm going to take advantage of this. So I started contributing $200. $200 too. I didn't even see that $200. Every time I got paid, that money went directly into the RRSP. Now it's growing, right? Right? The money is growing. And I've been at my job for how many years? I told you guys earlier. I've been at my job for 16 years. Right? For 16 years. So now, when I wanted to get married now, right? I didn't want to get married on a credit card. I didn't want to get married on a line of credit. Sikutaka niowe na deni ya mtu. Na sikupendaka babangu anipatie mangombe ya kuoa nayo. I said, I'm a man. I want to work to marry my wife. And I want to be proud of that. So what I did, so my money that I've been saving since I was what? 19 years old. $200 only. $200 only. Right? It grew into hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Right? So when I wanted to get married, all I did was I went and took money in there. Nika retire $30,000. This is my money. Nika retire $30,000. Nikaenda nikalipa dot. I paid dowry for my wife. I traveled to marry my wife. We went on honeymoon. The best hotels in the world. We had a good life. Right? Why? Because I saved. Because I sacrificed when I was young. So I want to tell all the young people right now who are watching. If you start doing, even if you don't have 200, that's fine. Or everybody who's listening. If you start saving only $100 in your 20s, put $100 into a mutual fund, RRSP, whatever, where it's going to go, not in your savings account, in your account, not in your checking account. Put your money where it's going to grow. Now, I will tell you two things that you need to remember right now. So, there's two interests, right? Interest that you pay on your credit card is a penalty. Eh? Interest that you pay on your line of credit is called penalty. The bank says, okay, we gave you $10,000. You're not paying it back on time. You're going to be paying us an extra $500. Right? That's penalty. Now, interest that you earn, it's called reward. Eh? One is reward, one is penalty. Which one do you want to choose? Do you want to be penalized because you want to be shopping? Because you want to look like a slay queen? Because you want to show everybody in the community you have the best clothes? I wonder. I see people, they're saying, this guy was the best dresser in town. He was the best dresser for the year. And we are giving awards for people who are the best dressed. Right? And I'm like, what kind of community is this? We need to encourage entrepreneurship. We need to encourage people who are opening businesses. We need to encourage people who are saving. We need to encourage people who are paying off their houses. In fact, as this show continues, we will start awarding people who are pay their mortgage. Let's say if you pay your mortgage off, there should be an award for that. Right? Someone who started a business, there should be an award for that. This is the community I want to see. We don't want to be encouraging people who are becoming best dressed in town. People who have the best shoes in town. So what? Eh? Have you seen Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook? Have you seen Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world? Have you seen Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla? These guys, they wear Costco t-shirts and Costco jeans. And they are worth billions of dollars. Shiba ingine ulipata $1,000 ya batoto, unaenda uza mo $500 ya kiato. What kind of thinking is that? And we want to give you an award because you have the best shoe? Because you have the best dress? So what? Right? So it's been incensed. Right? Tuko na hii ma ideas of backwardness. We want to show off on the outside. But on the inside, we are suffering. On the inside, we have so many credit card debt. On the inside, we have so many line of credit debt. On the inside, we are fighting with our spouses in the house because of money. What are we showing off on clothes? Who cares about how you dress? Who cares about if you have a $500 suit? So what? Right? So what? So we need to grow as a community. We need to grow as a people. We need to learn to prioritize our future. Tomorrow you're going to retire. You might still be young today, but tomorrow you will retire. What legacy are you going to leave? For single mothers out there, or for mothers out there, you guys are getting money, child tax credit, child tax benefit every month. I know women that they get their money, they give it to their boyfriends. Can you believe that? They get their money for their children, but they party a boyfriend about. So they're buying love. Yeah? They're giving their boyfriend to do renovations. They're buying their boyfriend to buy clothes. Why is that? That money is to invest in your child's future. I have a son. All of you guys know my son, Benjamin. When my son was born, I made a decision that his child tax money will be the investment we'll put in him. Because that's free money from the government. So we've been saving money for our son since he was born. Today he's 12 years old. Right? In his account, there is more than $30,000 in my 12-year-old son account. By the time he's 18 or 20 years old, he will have over $50,000 or $60,000 that he can pay for school. Ile pesa ya batoto, haiko pesa yako mama na mamako na papa na mama kuuza mabiato, to buy n'importe quoi. Save it for your children. Save it for their future. Remember, you're not going to stay strong forever. Right? So learn to save. Learn to invest your money. I was talking about RRSPs. Every job offers an RRSP plan or an investment plan. Talk to your HR. Talk to your work and tell them, I want to start contributing in my RRSPs. I want to start saving money aside for tomorrow. You never know. You should have a rainy day fund. If they fire me today at my job, I can live on my saving for 2 years. But I don't have the fanciest stuff. Right? Unaya gari yangu, let me tell you. My car, I bought my car in 2012. I paid it off. I don't have a car payment. And someone asked me the other day, Olivier, uza gari ya mupya one? Hii gari ya inakuwa zamani. Gari wingali bien. My car is still fine. Why should I buy another car and get into another car payment when I'm done paying my car? Right? That money that I was paying for a car payment, now I'm saving it. Right? So, saving is a mindset. Right? Saving is a mindset. It's a sacrifice. Right? You need to learn to earn interest on your money. Don't pay interest on debt. Bakongole, our African communities, let us learn to be good managers of our money. Because at the end of the day, when you don't learn to save your money, you are going to be living paycheck to paycheck. Itakuwa maisha ya deni. Itakuwa maisha ya maproblem. Maisha ya kupigana. Unasikia? Ba mama na ba papa, ile pesa ya batoto, use it to save for your child for tomorrow. School is very expensive right now. Use that money to help your son one day or your daughter one day go through university. Right? So, I want you to remember one thing. When you live a life of borrowing money, when you live a life of credit card, you remember what the Bible says. The borrower is a slave to the lender. The borrower is a slave to the lender. You know what that means? Mwenye anakamataka deni iko esclave kumwenye alikopesha. Unaelewa? Avoid living as a slave. Avoid becoming a borrower. If you're going to be anything, become a lender. When your friend need money, they should come to you. When your friend needs financial help, they should come to you. Don't be a borrower. Right? Use your money to bring you interest. Use your money to earn interest. So I will tell you, because today, this is the first show. This is the first show, and I want to try to educate our community. So I will tell you something that my wife and I started doing last year. So my wife and I started doing this. We bought stocks. We started trading stocks. We go in the stock market, right? I have our savings and other things, but we also started buying stocks. There's this app called Wealth Trade Simple. It's very easy to use. Very easy. If you need any question, you can always email me or Facebook me, send a message. I will tell you how to do this. Or any question at all. So what we started doing was, we started trading stocks. So every day, every time I got money, I have two accounts. I have one for my wife and one for myself. So what we started doing was, every time we get an extra money, I will put some money in my wife's account. We'll buy some stocks. There's Air Canada, RBC Bank, TD Bank, Scotia Bank, Bombardier. All these companies you see, they are on the world market. You can buy stock. You can, Costco, Walmart, you can buy stock in them. Right? And as the company goes in value, your money grow. Let me tell you a story. When I started working for my company, one share was $60 in 2005. Today, that share is $365. Can you believe that? So if you bought a stock for $50 at that time, how much money do you have now? Right? So anyways, so my wife and I, every day the market opens. Every day, every Monday to Friday, we go on our phones, because on the phone, and we check how much money we made. Right? An average day, bibi yangu na mie, on our stocks that we trade, right? Because we buy stocks and then we wait. We see how it's going down, it's going up, you know? But it's long term. On an average day, we make $50, right? Sometimes I make 25, my wife make 25 or 30, 25, whatever. So we make an average of $50 a day, right? On our stocks. I know we say, that's nothing, that's chicken change, right? But think about this. Stock markets open for 5 days a week, right? So we are making $50 on our stock trading, right? Every day. So in a week, in a 5-day week, we make $250. That's little, right? That's haiko kitu. That's nywele nyenye wengine wanauzaka maviato, masape, ama whatever. So what we do, so now we look at it, okay, we say, in 1 year, if we continue the way we are doing, and the stock market continue to perform the way it's performing, in 1 year, we will be making about $13,000 in just our stock trading. Simple. Just simple thing. Right? This year, my statement came from my investment. Now, let me tell you this. Right? For those who are listening. My statement from my investment came. I want to encourage you. Everything I'm telling you today is to encourage you. Right? To learn that your money can go very, very far. Right? And it's small. You can put $50 today, $20 in your stocks, right? It's small things. But in my investment, remember I told you I started investing, putting money in my RSPs when I was 18 or 19 years old. So every year my investment grow. Every year it grows. I am earning what? I'm earning interest on my money that I started saving small amount, kadogo too, right? But the money is growing. The money is growing, right? So this year, I was showing my wife, sorry guys, I was showing my wife that this year, when the statement came, I made $15,000 in interest. So pesa yangu yenyewe iko mutual fund yangu, iko ma investments yangu, iliniongezea ngapi? $15,000 of just interest on my money. Right? Do you know why? It's because I started slowly. Little by little. Nilianzaka pole pole. Mi sina mamillion. Lakini I will become a millionaire very soon. because I invest slowly. I believe in the stock market. Bazungu wanaendeleaga sana kutushinda bandugu yetu ni juu bana kuinvest in stock market. Hapana manguo, hapana mamontre, hapana mabiato, hapana manywele, Brazilian wig na kuya, you wanna have it. Right? Brazilian hair. The new fashions on AliExpress, on Fashion Nova. You wanna have the new thing. You will never prosper with that kind of mentality. Prospering requires discipline. You have to discipline yourself. You have to say, no, hiki kiatu ni mzuri, but I'm not going to have it. I will rather grow my money. So now imagine, kama mimi na bibi yangu tuko naingiza $50 per jour mu mastock zetu. Do you think I'm going to be wasting my money buying AliExpress stuff? Right? No. Because we're watching every dollar that comes in. We say, Sheri, tunapatiana sango. We give each other high five. Today we got $50. Right? It encourages us. Tomorrow we look again. We got another 65. Sango ingine. Right? At the end of the year, we will have $13,000 in interest, in profit, with small thing. So I want to say this. You need to work, savings, investment it's a mindset. I said earlier, avoid bad friends. Develop quality relationships, my friend. When you are surrounded with useless friendships, when you are surrounded with gossiping friendships, when you are surrounded with friends that are not taking you anywhere, you will die poor. And it will be your fault. And then when you die, we're going to raise money to bury you and to leave money to your family. Because why? You didn't plan. Right? So, I want to encourage our community. I want to encourage everyone to learn about how money works. Money is very easy to manage. You just have to have discipline. You don't keep up with the Jones. Don't keep up with your friends. Just because your friend has this new bazin rich. Some women, they tell me their bazin costs $500. And I'm like, hey, why do you need a $500 shirt? Why do you need a $5,000 chain? Why? Right? So, we are talking about money. We are talking about investment. So I said hi. Foster high quality relationships. You become who you are around. You become who you surround yourself with. When you are around bad friends, you become a bad person. When you're around all your friends who have debt, you will become a person in debt. When you have friends who are gossips, you will become a gossiper. Find friends who create businesses. Find friends who are entrepreneurs. Encourage those who are entrepreneurs. Learn from them. Foster friendships that will take you somewhere. I refuse to be friends with people that make less money than I do. If you're going to see it as a bad thing, I don't care. But I will not be friends with people who are not going to push me forward. I will not be friends with people who are not going to bring something in my life. Right? I want to open companies. I want to become a millionaire. I was telling my wife the other day, I want to work for the next 12 years. I'm still 36. In the next 12 years, I want to retire. I want me and my wife to start traveling the world. To start living on our what? Interests. The money that's coming in from our investments. So I want to encourage you. I don't know what time we are now. So we are almost... Oh, I don't know if it went off. We are almost going to finish the show tonight. But I want to tell you this. If you are a young person today, or you know young people, next week we'll talk about more. We'll talk about a lot. Right? Now, we've all been broke in our lives. There's one time where we didn't have enough money to do this or that. It's okay to be broke. What's not okay is to be poor. Do not allow to be poor. Do not accept a poor mindset. You can be broke, but don't be poor. Right? Have priority of where you're going to put your money. Right? Don't try to be like somebody else. I see young people buying $30,000, $40,000 cars. And I'm like, why are you buying this so expensive $40,000 car when you're making only $15 an hour? Why? Right? Why are you paying for a car $500, $400 a month? Right? Let me tell you a story. When I started with my first car, I bought my first car for $13,000. Right? $13,000. $13,000 is what I paid for my first car. But my income at that time was $38,000. Right? So my car was less than half of what I make. But now I see young people, because they want to show off. They want to buy this big car. They want to buy this big thing. It's so easy to get debt. The bank says, take the money, take. Kamata pesa ya bure. Kamata deni. Take it. You forget that you're going to pay it tomorrow. Right? When you buy a car, within 2 years, that car loses 30% value. Within 2 years, it loses 30%. Right? So why are you putting a noose in your head of spending $400, $500 on a car payment every month when you can buy a cheaper car? You still get to point A to point B. Right? Who are you trying to show off? Those friends you are showing off, they don't even like you. Oh, my internet is right? The friends you are showing off don't even like you. Right? Be smart with your money. Be smart with your investment. Right? And forge a path for your children. Right? For your generation. Right? Don't be someone who wants to show off. Right? Showing off will not take you anywhere. Right? Showing off will not improve your quality of life. The richest people are the most humble people. Have an attitude of gratitude. Have an attitude of gratitude, my friends. Learn to be humble. Right? You're not in a competition with anybody. You're not in a competition with anyone. Plan for your retirement. Right? Learn to save and invest your money. Right? So, I hope you have learned something today. We're going to continue next week. We're going to have more talks about money, about saving, about investment, right? And I hope all of you guys are going to come back. Share this video with anyone, especially the young people. Especially the young people. Please, learn to save a little bit aside. Buy stocks. Buy, have an RRSP, right? Have an RRSP. Have a mutual fund. I'm going to talk about life insurance another day, right? But you need to also, it's very important to have a life insurance. You can hardly see anybody bazungu benye havana life insurance. It's almost impossible. It's very important. Every little money you get, everyone can save $100. Everybody can save $100. I want to tell you, if you start saving $100 when you're in your 20s, when you're turned 50, you will be a millionaire. Right? If you start saving $100 when you are 20 years old, by the time you are 50 years old, you will be a millionaire. Right? Invest your money. When tax time is coming, right? Income tax. You guys get $4,000, $3,000. I don't get all that money because the government says I work too much, right? When you get that money, when you get your tax receipt, your tax credit, take that money, invest it. Don't go buy clothes. Don't go buy shoes. Don't try to show off to people who don't care, right? Invest that money. I can tell you that if you invest your tax credit money for the next 10 years, you are going to have a lot of money. And I'm going to talk to now my single mothers. My friends who are single mothers. You are the father, you are the mother in your family. So I want you to listen to me. You don't have a husband, you are alone, but you are getting a child tax credit. Invest that money. First, take some, invest for this, your son's future, your daughter's future. I beg of you. We don't want to have a generation of children who are going to growing up poor in our community. We don't want to have a generation of old people who are going to be poor in our community. We want to have a community that's going to be sustainable. We want to have a community that's going to know how to take care of its own people, right? But you have to plan that today. My dear single mothers, the money you receive every 20th of the month, save a little bit. Invest a little bit, right? Invest a little bit in your future, in the future of your children, so that anything can happen. You can die today. No one knows when they're going to die, right? But if you prepare, I always tell my wife, Sheri, nikikufa leo, hautalala njala. If I die today, you will not be poor. My children will not be poor. They will not beg for bread. You understand? So, single mothers out there, I encourage you. You go through a tough thing. You go through a tough situation. Don't give up. Don't give up. Save a little bit. Put a little bit aside. If it's $200 aside, I can guarantee you in 20 years, in 30 years, you are going to reap the benefit of that money. Right? Being financially stable is not a myth. Haiko ndoto. We can all be financially stable if we are smart with our money. Do not live to be impressing people who don't care about you. Learn to work hard for your family. Sacrifice. Investment is about sacrifice. I wrote so many things today. I have so many to share. So much to share. And I'm hurt. I'm hurt to see people living paycheck to paycheck. I'm hurt to see my community, living mediocre life. Why? Pourquoi? We are in one of the best countries in the world. Canada and the US is one of the most prosperous countries in the world. There is no excuse to be living paycheck to paycheck. There is no excuse to be living poor. Right? You can budget today. You can say, as much bills as I have. And another thing is, start paying off your debt. Start paying off your debt. Anza lipa deni zako. Those credit cards, start paying them off. Because the interest you are paying, my sister, you are going to be running on a treadmill. Not treadmill, you run but you will not move forward. You are just in one place. Because you are paying, let's say your credit card, you owe $10,000. Right? And you keep paying, how much? You keep paying $300. But in that $300, $200 is interest. So only $100 goes to the principal amount you owe. When are you going to finish that debt? Right? Start paying off your debt. Start saving your money. Start investing your money. I told you earlier, there is two types of interest. There is interest that's a penalty. And there's interest that's a reward. Which one are you going to choose? Choose reward. Choose to see your money when you get your financial statement at the end of the year, right? And you made some money. I told you, this year, I made $15,000 in interest on my money. I'm not worried, right? Next year, it will be more, right? Start earning interest on your money. Usitie pesa chini ya matela. Sasa wanatia kwetu. Usitie pesa chini ya matela. Work hard, save hard, pay off your debt, and live debt free. Live debt free. Debt is like a burden. Debt, deni iko sa vile muziko kukichwa. It doesn't matter how much you want to run fast. You can't. You cannot run fast because you have a burden on your head. Pay off your debt. Once you finish paying off your debt, start investing your money. Start saving your money. If you're a single mother, start saving something for your children tomorrow. Start saving a little bit for yourself tomorrow when you retire. You don't want to be retired and poor. You don't want to be retired and asking for people to help you. Right? So I hope we have made some improvement today. Right? You can be broke, but don't be poor. Your friendship. I want to touch that before I finish this show. Foster quality relationships. Please share this video with your friends. Please share this video. It might help someone. Hii video inaweza saidia rafiki yako moja. Hii video inaweza saidia mtu mwenyewe unayua. Start fostering quality relationship. Tafuta warafiki ambao watakuendelesha mbele. Usikali tu kuanza sema watu, maisha ya watu, mavi privé ya watu, batoto ya watu, bafia Start fostering quality relationships. Start saving. Right? Early when I came in Canada, there was a show called Till Death Do Us Apart. Do you remember that show? Anyone remember that show? Till Death Do Us Apart. I used to love that show. It was on TLC. Till Death Do Us Apart. I don't see it anymore. And I don't know why. Those are the kind of show they should be, instead of showing us Keeping Up with the Kardashian, instead of showing us the Bachelorette, who was voted out, they should show us shows about how to save money, how to get out of debt. Right? Till Death Do Us Apart was a good show. I used to watch it. I used to love it. Because it was a show that teaching you financial freedom. Nothing like being financial free. Nothing like having financial literacy. Right? So, my dear friends, my dear community, anyone watching tonight, we are going to be doing this show every Sunday at 7 p.m. I want to bring brothers like Godet. I want to bring all those entrepreneurs in our community. I want to bring my sisters. Now, let me tell you a little bit of my sisters. I have a lot of sisters who are entrepreneurs. My family, we are entrepreneurs. We know how to find money. We know how to look for money. We don't only work for money. We know how to create money. My family create wealth. My family is probably the number one family in this town in terms of entrepreneurship in one home. Right? My sisters have successful businesses. My sisters don't have just a business, just online businesses. We have in my house, in the children my mother born, we have successful companies in my house. We came in this country with a mindset of looking for opportunities, with aligning ourselves with friends that are going to take us places. We came in this country with having relationships that are going to grow us. You understand? My sisters have companies, they make thousands of dollars. Thousands every month. One of my sisters was bragging to me the other day that she's making $30,000 a month. I'm like, well, and you don't even buy your brother anything. Right? Right? So she's making $30,000 a month. And I'm happy for her. Right? The other one is making thousands. We're all making a lot of money. Why? We want to create wealth. We don't want to be depending on the community to help us when we die. We don't want to depend on anybody to give us a handout. You control your own destiny, my friends. You control your own destiny. My family came in this town. We said we're going to become trendsetters. Right? My family, we have a company where all the businesses of all black people's businesses register themselves on our platform, on our company. Right? All the black businesses in Manitoba. We have a company where all of them are in one place. Right? I'm not just saying this. Right? My sister is one of the top interior designers in this town. Right? My sister has one of the best quality beauty cosmetic brand in this town. In Canada, in fact. Her product sells all over the world. Right? We have a product. We don't need government money. Right? Because we make our own money. Learn to save your money. Learn to become an entrepreneur. Everyone has something to offer. Everyone has something to give. Start investing in yourself, my friend. Start investing in yourself. And you will be prosperous. Start helping people. Right? Be generous. Tithe. Right? Pastor Theo, I don't know if you're still on. Those who are Christian, learn to tithe. Pana endi hizi yeme yako mkanisa. God will bless you. That's the only thing the Bible says about prosperity. God says, test me with your tithe. Unijaribu na sadaka yako shukrani. Na endi hizi yeme yako. Utaona bienda kufanyia. Learn to give to be generous. Be generous. Give openly. God loves a cheerful giver. Right? If you see somebody struggle, help them. But you're not going to help somebody when you yourself you need help. Right? If you see somebody going through a hard time, help them. Right? Be a cheerful giver. Give in your church. Give in your community. Build your community. Build your brand. Right? Create a business. Everybody wants to be a healthcare aide. It's okay. It's okay. If you're not be healthcare, it's fine. Right? As long as you're doing something, it's better. But we can also do other things. Right? I love our brother. There's our brother who opened African Cup of Nations in our community. Right? Those are ideas we want. Right? Let's all be contributing to the benefit of our community in general. Right? Learn to save your money. Surround yourself with good quality relationships. Every day we talk, I'm going to be saying this about the friendships. Your friendship you keep can advance you or they can pull you. Marafiki ambao nao wanaweza kuendelesha ama wanaweza kurudisha nyuma. Chagula rafiki zako vizuri. Chagula nani rafiki yako. Unaelewa? So, we will develop more about investing. As I said, my wife and I, Monday to Friday, we make $50 a day on our investment. In trading stocks. We buy stocks. Regular stocks. I have Air Canada stocks. I have Blackberry, not Blueberry. I have a Bank of Nova Scotia, Scotia Bank. I have RBC Bank in my stock portfolio. So I buy these stocks and then they go up, they go down sometime, right? But at the end of the day, we make about $50 a day. It's pretty good, right? For nothing, right? It's just a smaller money. Kidogo too, right? But in the overall picture, we want to build wealth. We want to build wealth. We want to get out of debt. Pay off your mortgages, right? Buy a house, pay off have a plan to pay your mortgage. You don't have to pay your mortgage for 30 years. You don't need to have a mortgage for 25 years. You can have a mortgage for 10 years. You can have a mortgage for 5 years. Have an aggressive plan to pay it. If you're a young person, if you start saving $100, if you start saving $100 in your 20s, by the time you are 50, you will become a millionaire. Unanielewa? Kama uko jeune garçon, jeune fille, uko na save $100 etu kila mwezi. $100 uko mu 20 ans, son eneza 50, utakuwa millionaire. As long as you invest your money in something that gives you interest, good interest, the rewarding interest. Anyways, we're gonna stop for today. Thank you for all of you guys who watched us a lot. Now we have our YouTube channel. It's Baraka Mulimbwa on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channels. Support your brother, because I want to bring change in our community. Right? Don't feel. Let's learn to encourage each other. Let's learn to support each other. Right? Let's learn to look forward. Ima jalousia ina maana, achana navyo. Maro mbaya ina maana, achana navyo. Right? You know, misikula kwako kule kwangu, lakini tusaidiane. Tusaidie community yetu. Let's bring ideas. Na kama if anyone watching us today, you have an idea of what you can help, I will invite you to become a guest on this show. On top of that, my wife will make you nice meal to eat. Right? So, I want you to encourage you. If you have an idea, let me know. If you want to come on the show, let me know. I will invite you. I want us to grow. I want us to grow together. I want us to look 10 years from today. I want us to look 20 years from today. We have millionaires in our community. We have entrepreneurs in our community. That's my goal. That's my happiness. Right? So thank you so much, and please watch us again, share the video with everyone. Also remember to like our channel, and next week we have more. We're going to talk more about investment. We're going to talk about savings, right? We're going to talk about living a good life. You will not live a good life without money. You will not. Remember that. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. I love you. I want you to prosper. I want you to succeed, right? So please continue watching us. Continue prospering, continue having a plan, continue surrounding yourself with good friendships, right? Achana na barafiki babaya. Hata kama masolo yabo yanakoleaka. Achana na barafiki babaya, right? Compounding interest is huge, right? Learn to get interest, right, on your money. Don't be paying interest. Achana na credit card. Leave credit card debt. Avoid line of credit. These things are not moving, but they will keep you as a slave. The borrower is a slave to the lender. Remember that as you sleep tonight. So next week, we will talk again, and we will continue to learn. I will bring some of my sisters. I will bring some of the brothers in the community. Anybody will come on the show and will teach us about money. Stay wealthy, stay healthy, and may God bless you. Keep working hard, my friends, and the future, right, is bright. Thank you so much. Tunashukuru sana. Asante kwa kutufata. Please share the video. Please comment. Inbox me if you want to inbox me and tell us what we can do. Give us ideas, suggestions, or if you want to come to the show, every Sunday at 7 p.m. is our new rendezvous. Thank you so much. Mubarikiwe.